With an actual drill?
All right, so parallel and perpendicular lines. Woo, look at that fancy new stylus. I know that. I'm going over it. Okay, so parallel lines have what?
The same slope.
The same slope. Okay.
She's recording.
I'm recording.
Wait, but like... that pen, it looks weird.
It's a stylus.
It's a stylus.
No, it's junky for a stylus.
Can Jack hear us talking?
Vaguely, yes, he can.
Oh, that's really cool.
Wait, wasn't I in one of the videos like we screamed?
Just be
Yeah.
quiet. Okay, continue.
Okay. All right. So
Jack, hey!
to update everyone, I have a new stylus. It has a fine tip and a fat tip, and I can use either one. I'm choosing the fine tip right now since I'm writing. Apparently, this plastic disc helps with the writing. Okay, and while we're writing, we're talking about parallel and perpendicular lines. Okay, so parallel lines have the same slope. Perpendicular lines, their slope is what?
Opposite reciprocals.
Opposite reciprocal. All right, so that pretty much sums up what's in our notebook.
Does Jack know the other
Well, I said perpendicular when I wrote it, so I hope so. Okay. So we did some exercises with the negative reciprocals. We said that if we have 3/4, then the negative reciprocal of that would be -4/3. So it's real easy as far as negative reciprocals goes. Those are for perpendicular lines. Remember, those are lines that intersect at a right angle. All right, so at the bottom of page 36, you had to find the slope and determine whether or not they are perpendicular or parallel. All right. Okay. To find the slope, to find out whether they are parallel or perpendicular, they give us 2 points of a line, so they give us -2 and 3. You can put this on your example page. And 2 and 6. Okay? So, they also give you a line, CD, and the points for that one are -1, 0. Oops. And 3, 3. And what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to... Thank you. We're going to... It was really boring anyway. I was just writing the problem. So
it actually looks like one of those whiteboard things.
we're going to find the slope of each line. I know it did.
So fun.
Wait, what?
Are you kidding me?
Why did
That
you
was
throw
scary.
that at him?
That was scary.
You threw it like so hard.
Elliot, it hit me in the eye with that.
And you're going to determine shh, whether it is parallel or perpendicular. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. That's the symbol for parallel. You're going to need to know that for geometry. This is the symbol for perpendicular. You're going to need to know that for geometry. So, recognize.
That looks like a nose in the mouth.
All right, so
Oh,
Really
it
close
does.
to the mouth.
But you just need to put 2 eyes.
on number 1, we're going to use the slope formula.
Yeah, there you go. It's like an app.
Shh.
Something like that.
Okay, so I find 6 minus 3, which is 3. 2 plus 2 is 4.
-1 is 3 good max.
And that gives me a slope of 3/4. The slope of the next line. We have 3 minus 0 on the top. 3 minus -1 on the bottom. Do your KCO. And you get 3/4. So these lines are what? Try again.
Parallel.
Parallel. They have the same slope. So they are parallel lines.
Wait, so did you do like y2 minus y1?
I sure did.
Okay.
What is
That's exactly what I did. What now?
the
that
one in the
negative
parentheses?
Oh, that's a positive 1. Does that help?
Is that a negative 0?
It was 3 minus, yes, it is. It was 3 minus negative 1, even though, and then when I did KCO, it became positive 1. Shh,
No one wants to get black eyed peas right now.
ain't that the truth? All right, so number 2. I'm not going to write the problem. I'm just going to write the points. So the slope of line AB, what do y'all want to start with?
5 and 4.
All right, so 4,
Yeah, 4 and
4 minus 2,
is 2.
and 5 minus 0. And then the slope of CD. What do y'all want to start with here?
8. Start with
8. All right, 8 minus 3 and 1 minus 3.
5.
And you can't switch it, right? Like you can't switch the 3 to the 1
Wait, is that a
spot?
6 or just?
Yes, if you switch, you can switch it, but you have to switch all of them.
As far as
So-
a 6 or just a really weird 5?
That's a 5. Like, Shay, this is a point right here.
Where?
This right here is a point in the line, and this is a point in the line. So you just have to make sure everything's lined up correctly. So that's X and Y, X and Y. Okay. All right, so this became, oh, rats. Let me just erase that. This became 2 over 5 here. On this side, we're going to do KCO.
5 over 2.
Keep change opposite. And we're going to have 5 on the top and negative 2 on the bottom. So it looks like we have,
Over negative. Oh!
it is perpendicular. These are opposite reciprocals.
Yes.
That's perpendicular.
Yes, and those are perpendicular.
Yes.
Opposite.
Yes.
Reciprocal.
I'm really bad about dragging my pen,
I hate
which y'all probably knew that already. And in a stylus, it's just like 10 times worse. All right. Now, let's look at number 3. It looks like we have a slope.
Can I write it for you? That'd be fun. Yeah. What are you doing?
Shh. This is line AB. And then CD is negative 1, 2. Oh, I sure said negative 1 and wrote negative 2. Shh. Don't make me pause it again.
This is number 3, right?
All right, so where do y'all want to start with AB? 8 sounds great.
Minus 6.
All right, so I take my,
2.
and I have negative 1 minus 2 on the bottom. All right. On top, I have, I'm sorry, on CD, what do we want to start with for the Y's?
3.
3 minus 2 and 3 minus negative 1. We'll do our KCO.
what's weird? Well, we were doing like this problem in science, and it said KCO, and it was like algebra.
Oh.
It was.
Okay.
Carbon, oxygen. Yeah.
All right, so 8 minus 6, what do I get on the top?
You get 2.
And what do I get on the bottom?
-1.
-3, good. Okay, so
I didn't
there's
see
that
that.
slope. All right, on the top I get what?
1 and 4.
Okay, over 4. All right, so, is this the same?
No.
Is this an opposite reciprocal?
So it's neither.
It's neither. Very good. It is neither. These are neither parallel nor perpendicular. So we have that.
What was the answer to the first one? Perpendicular, parallel.
Parallel.
Doing them back.
Okay. On the next page of parallel and perpendicular lines, they give us equations, and they tell us that you need to decide this from the equation, whether it is parallel or perpendicular. Now, this is number 9, by the way. To figure out whether it's perpendicular or parallel, we're going to be looking at the slope. So, what is the slope?
7.
On both of these, correct?
Yes.
So what type of line is
It
this?
is a parallel.
It is parallel.
That's all you have to do.
That's it. Well, some of them will not already be. Oh, shoot. I'm not having a good spelling day today.
I'm just gonna write.
It's been rough.
I always follow parallel.
Okay.
X equals surplus.
All right. So on number 10, we have,
Perpendicular.
that's right, we have 4/5 x minus 8 and y equals -5/4 x plus 3. We look at our slopes and we have 4/5 and -5/4. Those are opposite reciprocals, so this is perpendicular.
Yes.
So that's number 10. Okay, the last one I want to talk about, the rest of these you'll have to rearrange to put in slope-intercept form to find this information, but we've been doing that so much, I figure that you are probably not going to have a problem with that. All right, so look at here, look at here. Okay.
Whoa, look at that. Oh.
Can y'all not see the graph? I have a graph board,
That's cool.
but you can't really see it. I'm sorry. It's not very dark. Okay, all right, y and x. Okay, so on the next section, oh no, at the very, very bottom, they give us y is equal to -6 and x is equal to -1. So I'm going to graph that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You can only see it in one spot.
Noah, do you mind turning the light off for us? Thank you.
Thank you, Noah. Oh, you just shot.
A little bit better, not really. All right, well anyway, this is y equals 6. That's the graph for y equals 6. And then they say that x is equal to -1. So there's x
Where are we?
on 16. X equals -1. All right, using our noggins, what types of lines are these? Perpendicular. They're going to meet at a right angle. Parallel. Hi. Sure. Perpendicular. I'm sorry. There's too many words. P words today. Horizontal and vertical lines are always going to be what? Perpendicular. They're always going to cross at a right angle. So when you see one, oh, that's quick. When you see one that is just a y equals or an x equals, that's all you have to do is you know immediately those are perpendicular. Okay. Do y'all want to tell Jack bye?
Hey, bye, man. Hey, your favorite boy just came out.